This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, I hope you are able to see my screens. Are you there? You have muted yourself.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Nothing.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, if you look at the screens, you have IMG,
Okay.
enterprise structure,
Right.
and then definition. And then you have human resources,
Right.
and then employee groups.
Group.
All right. So you say that all the existing employee groups are exhausted. All the keys on the keyboard are exhausted, right? That's what you're saying.
Right. That's
Okay. I suggested you to use an existing employee group and subgroup, right? Let's say we have
right.
we have permanent, yeah, and we have contract. You can still use them actually. You can use them. I suggested you to use them. Anyways, just make a note of it. One is hash, that is permanent, and ampersand, that is contract. Yeah. Please make a note of it in your book. Hash,
yeah,
and ampersand and percentile. Hash and percentile. Okay. Not ampersand. So I suggested you to use this. Okay. Any of the existing employee groups. Now, if you navigate back, yeah, and employee subgroups, employee subgroups, and double click on define employee subgroups.
Okay.
Now here, employee subgroup is a 2-character code. Yeah, it's a 2-character code. You can use any 2 characters, alphanumeric. So you have a whole lot of range here. You don't have to worry about this. Yeah, because it's a 2-character code and it's an alphanumeric code. You can use any 2 characters of your choice. So O and P are available. So click on new entries. Yeah, ZO, yeah, and ZP are available. Okay. What is the example that you are using?
I'm using ASB, sir. ASB. But
ASV.
right now, ASV, INC.
Okay. INC, these are monthly.
Right.
Yeah? Monthly salaried employees. And then ASV, INC, yeah, hourly.
Hourly. Yeah.
Yeah, hourly. And save. Okay. Now we are done with this. After this, what we need to do? We need to assign employee group to employee subgroup.
Right.
Now in the assignment node, assignment, we have human resources.
Right.
Assign employee subgroup to employee group. Assign employee subgroup to employee group. Click on new entries. We have hash, yeah, hash, and then employee subgroup is ZO, right? You should have done this easily. Yeah,
right.
You should have done this. Then click on new entries, hash, and then ZP. USA country grouping and save. That's it. That's it. I think you didn't try this.
Right, because I got stuck at employee groups.
Yeah, I asked you to use an existing one, right? Why didn't you use it? I told you that you have to use it. Yeah, then?
Still I'm not getting it, so that's why.
ఇప్పుడు నేను చేస్తున్నా కదండి ఇగో చూపిస్తున్నా కదా I asked you to use an existing one. Anyways, that's okay. Now navigate back and further back. Yeah. Then we have personal area. Now One last note in the configuration of employee group and subgroup is in personal management, you have
Okay.
personal administration, basics, organizational data, and then organizational assignment, define employee attributes. So this is the final node in the configuration of employee groups and subgroups. So here you see you have your permanent and contract. Yeah, your entries are here pretty much. All you need to do is assign this activity status, employment status, and training status, right? Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, B. So you can take it. I think you can take it ahead from here, right? Yeah.
Sir.
You please carry on from here. Yeah. Listen to the recording
Sure.
once again. See the
Sure.
recording
Sure.
once again of employee group and subgroup configuration, and then take it ahead from here. Yeah. You have to configure this node. Yeah. I'm leaving this for you.
Sir. Okay.
All right. I'm leaving that for you. Now, if you go to PA30 with respect to the exam, let's continue with the class now.
Okay, sir.
In the last session, we have done the configuration of infotype 7, that is work
Yes.
schedule group. Yeah. If you go to
Yes, sir.
PA30, and the employee whom we have hired, this is the one.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
sir. That's one.
And then we have captured planned working time infotype. Yeah. We have captured
Right.
planned working time. So if you click on display, you'll be able to see the work schedule rule that we have configured, and we have also captured it. We have saved the infotype 7 record. Okay. Now we also have a bit more config with regards to this. We also have a bit more config with regards to infotype 7. That is, in time management, work schedules, work schedule rules and work schedules.
Okay.
Work schedule rules and work schedules. And here you have generate work schedules manually. Generate work schedules manually. So configuration of the work schedule is one part of it, and the second part is that we have to generate the work schedules always. We have to generate the work schedules and see the work schedules also, and save the generated work schedules. So now the employee subgroup grouping is 2. Personal sub-area, okay. All-day calendar is SV, I guess, right? Or SI. What is it?
Yes, sir. You can see.
Okay, we have a drop down here, don't worry. Okay, so here we have.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, sorry, VS.
Yes.
VS, and then personal sub-area grouping is 02. Yeah. And after
Yes, sir.
giving all these entries here also, if you click on the drop down, you should be exactly able to see the work schedule rule, and we are unable to see it here. Hang on. VA is the holiday calendar.
Yeah.
VA is the holiday calendar that we have assigned, I guess. This one.
Holiday
See,
calendar.
VASINC holiday calendar. All right. Now, when you click on the drop down here, you should be able to exactly see the work schedule rule that we have configured. Okay. So after giving these entries, we have to generate the work schedules. Now, what do you mean by generating the work schedules? I'll just show it to you. Now, for the let me generate it for the month of Jan. Okay, 2020, and Jan 2020. Okay, let me generate it first and show it to you. So click on create.
Okay.
When you click on create, we will be able to see the work schedule for the entire month of Jan. For the entire month of Jan in this way. Yeah, we'll be able to see in this way. So here you can see on a Sunday, it is a day off, VIDO. On a Monday, it is a VIDW. Tuesday, VIDW. Wednesday, VIDW. Thursday, VIDW. VIDW is what? Working day, right?
Work day. Work day.
And Friday also VIDW, whereas Saturday is VIDO. VI.
Day off.
All right, this is one thing that you need to observe. The second thing is, on 1st of Jan, we have created a holiday. 1st of Jan
So
is a
one
new
sec.
year.
Sir, one
Yeah,
sec.
yeah.
Sir, we didn't complete period work schedule, sir.
We have completed. No doubt about it. Without doing all that, we cannot do this.
Yeah. Um, Work break schedule and after that period work schedule.
We have done that. There's no question about
Okay. Okay.
it.
Then I didn't wrote that. No.
Because all these things, they come in a sequential order. So if I
Right.
miss
Right.
period work schedule, I cannot assign period work schedule in the work schedule rule. So there's no
Because
question
why
about
I'm asking is I didn't get any. I mean, I'm not getting idea regarding VA holiday calendar. I, it didn't mention anywhere in the notes. That's why.
Yeah, we
Okay,
have
sir. Fine.
configured all these things. Yeah, we have done all this. You can check your recordings.
Okay. Okay.
Because all the, you see, the work schedule rule configuration goes in a sequential order. Okay. If
Okay.
I
Okay.
have started with the holiday calendar, that means I have to assign
Okay.
holiday calendar, then I have to create the daily work schedules, period work schedules. We have done everything. You see the example also, VAS INC.
Right,
You
sir.
see, this is the holiday that we have configured. You can check your
Okay.
recordings.
Sure. Sure.
Okay, so on 1st of Jan, yeah, we have created a holiday. Yeah, we have created a holiday. So you can see, you can observe the DWS class is of course one. Yeah, day type is one. Okay, see this
Okay.
uh, day off, then pay. That
Yeah.
means even if the employee doesn't work on this day, still the employee will get paid. Yeah, still the employee
Okay.
will get paid. And then the holiday class is one, and the holiday is VASINC, New Year Day. Yeah, New Year Day. So this is for a holiday. When you look for a working day, when you double click on it, then you see work then pay. It is
Okay.
work then pay. On this day, if the employee works, only then they'll get paid. Otherwise, no. So like
Okay.
this, you can actually differentiate between, and you'll have to actually check the work schedule that got generated. You have to check the
Okay.
work schedule that got generated. So after this, you have to save this one. You have to save this, and the transport request will get generated. Transport will get generated. Now, after this, let us see how to generate it for more than 1 month. So I'm giving Feb and also Feb till April. So I'm just clicking on create. When I give multiple months, yeah, so the system will
Okay.
generate it for one after other months. Now it has generated for February, okay,
Okay.
and then save it, and then it has generated for March,
Okay.
save, and then it will generate for April,
Okay.
save. So this way, the work schedule will get generated for all the months that we have given here, that we have assigned here. Now,
Okay.
we can also generate the work schedule in the background. The background in the sense, the system doesn't show month after month. It will
Okay.
simply create it in the background. and it will simply generate one transport. So instead of clicking on create, if I click on create all, yeah, the system will generate all the work schedules in the background. You can check it out. You click on create all, the work schedules are generated in the background, and we are just seeing the transport request, and it's done. Work schedules generated for period 1/5/2020 till 31/12/2020, right? So this way, we need to generate the work schedules that we have configured. We need to definitely generate the work schedules that we have configured.
Okay.
Now, another point here is, supposing you are working on a support project. Yeah, moving forward, let's say you're working on a support project. When you're working on a support project, it so happens that in the month of December every year, yeah, in the month of December every year, you get the new holiday calendar for the next year. The client will give you. Okay. Let's say you are in the month of December 2020. Okay, the client to whom you are supporting, they will give you the holiday calendar that is applicable for 2021. Yeah, for the next year, 2021. So what you have to do is you have to go to the, you have to compare. You have to compare the 2021 holiday calendar with the 2020 holiday calendar and see if there are any changes in the holidays. Yeah, if there are any changes in the holidays. Let's say there might be some changes in the movable holidays or floating holidays, or there might be some certain holidays that might be falling on Saturday or Sunday, which they'll ask us to move to, the Monday or Friday. So we have to do all those changes in the holiday calendar, and we have to generate the holiday calendar for 2021. Yeah, you have to generate the holiday calendar for 2021, because all the changes, whatever you have made to the holidays, yeah, they have to get reflected. They will get reflected for 2021 only when you generate the holiday calendar. Yeah, only when you generate the holiday calendar. Okay, so generation of holiday calendar is very, very important activity. Sorry, generation of work schedules. Generation of work schedules is very, very important activity. And whenever there are changes in the holiday calendar, you have to generate the work schedules, all the work schedules that are assigned to that holiday calendar. Yeah, all the work schedules that are assigned to that holiday calendar. Let's say this holiday calendar VA is assigned to some 10 work schedule rules. Yeah, for 10 work schedules. So you have to generate all those 10 work schedules for 2021 in the same fashion, the same way, so that the new holidays will get what do you call generated, or the new holidays will be calculated while performing the time evaluation moving forward. While performing time evaluation, the new holidays will be considered. Okay, so generation of holiday calendars and work schedules is a very, very important activity and very important year-end activity. A very important year-end activity.
Then we need to change the date like 01/20/21. Is it?
Yes. There you have to change the periods. Okay. And then of course before that you'll have to obviously change the holidays in the holiday calendar. Now, right now, if you look at the work schedule rule that we have configured, we have configured. We have production, yeah. Then we have finance, we have HR, and then we have sales. Yeah, sales. We have 4 personal sub areas. Yeah, and then we have. Hang on. Now, apart from that, we have perm and salary. Yeah, and then perm and hourly. Yeah, and then contract and salary, and contract and hourly. Yeah, so we have all these employee groups and subgroups. Yeah, employee groups and subgroups and personal areas and sub areas. Right now, let us understand for whom we have configured this work schedule. Let us understand that. For whom is it valid? Okay, let us understand that. Yeah, hang on.
Hello.
Yeah, I think we were lost for a while.
Right, sir.
Okay. Now let's see. This is the enterprise structure and personal structure that we have configured, right? And this is the grouping that we have given.
So what is this 2121? There
Groupings, man. Groupings. We have already done the groupings, no? These are
actually I
personal
got
sub-area. These are
it.
personal sub-area groupings, and these are employee subgroup groupings.
Right,
Okay.
right.
For the work schedules. Okay.
Okay.
So the work schedule rule that we have configured just now is applicable for grouping 2 and 2. That is personal sub-area grouping 2 and employee subgroup grouping 2. And it is also applicable for these two sets of employees. It's only applicable for these sets of employees. So how about the other sets of employees? For the other sets of employees, we have to configure other work schedules which are relevant for them. Now, if you look at this infotype 7, you see it is applicable for grouping 2, personal sub-area grouping 2, and employee subgroup grouping 2, right?
Okay.
So only for those employees whom you have hired against these groupings, or the groupings or the personal sub-areas and the employee subgroups which are assigned to these groupings, for them only you will see the work schedule in the drop-down. Let us say you have hired an employee against sales personal sub-area. Yeah, and if you go to infotype 7 and if you click on the drop down, you will not see this work schedule rule there, because for grouping 3 we did not configure it. We have configured it only for grouping 2 and 2, right? So the meaning of this is that in a huge organization like where we have 1,000 or 2,000 employees or 500 employees, where we have a manufacturing division where there are different work schedules followed by employees, yeah, we have to configure multiple work schedule rules. Yeah, we have to configure multiple work schedule rules. Now I have worked with one particular client in the US. There they had an employees of 550 employees. Yeah, 550 roughly. Okay, and they had a manufacturing division. They used to work in multiple shifts. I had to configure 37 work schedule rules for them. I had to configure 37 work schedule rules. So just imagine if you have to configure 37 work schedule rules, there should be multiple, period work schedules for them. There should be multiple daily work schedules. There should be multiple, break schedules. There will be different timings. Okay, there will be different timings for these employees. There are certain employees who are part-timers. They only work for 4 hours each day. So for part-timers, we need to configure different work schedule, right? Different work schedule. So that way, if you configure only one work schedule for all the employees, it will not be sufficient. Yeah. In the real time, you have to configure multiple work schedule rules based on the client's business process. Okay, you have to configure multiple work schedule rules. Yeah. So this is the big picture.
37, I mean, work schedule, sir, 37.
Sorry.
You have configured 37. I mean,
Yes, yes.
multiple.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, fine.
And not only that, we have to generate them. If there are changes in the holiday calendar and holidays, we have to make those changes and we have to generate them for the next year in the month of December, whenever the client gives us the holiday calendar. Yeah. So this is a.
Why I got doubt is 37 work schedules means how will be the hours allotted to them?
Different schedules we already discussed, no? There will be different shifts. There will be different shifts. We already discussed about this.
Okay.
Different shifts will be there.
Okay.
See, there will be in the production division, they have to work 24/7, right? They have to
Right,
work,
sir.
employees should be there for 24/7. That means, there should be certain employees who will be working in a shift A. There should be certain employees who will be working in shift B. There will be few
Yes.
employees who should be working in shift C. Okay, 24
Right.
hours have to be divided into 3 shifts, right? So accordingly, the time is there. Okay. So, I mean, you said your father has worked in steel plant, right? In steel plant, it will be 24/7 work schedule for the production division employees, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, right. Yes,
There will be night shift, there will be day shift, afternoon shift, evening shift, and all the stuff.
yes, right.
So, accordingly, we have to define the timings.
Okay.
So, this is all about info type 7 work schedule rules. Yeah, work schedule rules. So, right now we have configured only work schedule, one work schedule, but then in the real time, for the clients, we have to configure multiple work schedule rules. Yeah, multiple work schedule. Now, this is all about info type 7. Now, let's discuss about few other info types that are little miscellaneous. Let me cross check what are all the info types that we have configured.
Okay.
Now, did we discuss 41 info type? Date specifications?
No, sir.
Hmm?
No, sir.
No.
No.
Okay. Let me walk you through. There are a few, miscellaneous info types and also important info types. Yeah. Let me walk you through those info types. If you go to PA30, addresses is something that we have done, I guess. Yeah. Let me cross check info type 6. If you click on the drop down, you should be able to see if at all we have configured. We have configured this BASINC form. Yeah. So this is done. Yes, complete. Now, then we have done infotype 7, and then infotype 8 is a very important infotype. We'll discuss a little later. So after this, we have infotype 21. Infotype 21, that is family members / dependents. Yeah, family members / dependents. So in this infotype, we capture the information of the family members, like spouse, divorced spouse, father, mother, domestic partner, child of domestic partner, etc. Yeah, etc. So if at all you want to configure a new family member type, then how can we configure it and where can we configure it? Let's cross check. So SPRO, we have reference IMG, we have personal management, personal administration, you have personal data, and then you have a node called family. So here, define possible family members. Define possible family members. Define possible family members. So define possible. Click on new entries. Let us say VASINC. Yeah, VASINC. Let's say spouse. Yeah, spouse. I'm creating a new subtype. So VASINC. Yeah, spouse. For spouse, and wherever we have a subtype, an important point that you need to note here is for whichever info types we have subtypes here, yeah, subtype, we need to set up the time constraint class. We need to set up time constraint class. Now, what is a time constraint class? Now, time constraint class basically defines how many valid info type records can exist at the same time for an info type. Yeah, how many valid info type records can exist for the same info type at the same time. So here time constraint class 0, sorry, time constraint class 1, 2, and 3. We have 1, 2, and 3. So time constraint class 1 means at any given point of time, there can be only one valid info type record that can exist, yeah, which cannot be deleted. Which cannot be deleted. Which cannot be deleted. And 2 means at any given point of time, more than one here also one info type record, but it can be deleted or changed. It can be deleted or changed. And 3 means at any given point of time there can be more than one info type record can exist. Yeah, which can be deleted or changed. Which can be deleted or changed. Okay, so this is the time constraints that we have to assign, either 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. Now let us say the time constraint.
The pause, sir, compulsory. First one will be the pause.
There should be at least one info type record that should exist. Always. Yeah, which cannot be deleted or changed. Yeah, and 2 means at least one info type record should exist, but it can be deleted or changed at any given point of time. Yeah, at any given point of time. So let me assign a time constraint class called as 2, because at any given point of time there can be only one valid info type record per spouse in India at least. Yeah, in India at least, or in most of the countries across the world, except in few countries, there it's they can have only one spouse, yeah, who is legally in relationship. Only one legal relationship or spouse. Now get back. So that is the importance of time constraint class. And whenever we are defining children, for instance, for children, there can be more than one valid info type record at any given point of time. So whenever you are creating a subtype called as child or children, you can assign a time constraint class called as 2. Yeah, a time constraint class called as 2 or 3 actually. You can assign it 3. Assign 3.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Yeah. I think there was a network issue. Can you hear me now, Harvey?
It's okay.
Okay. So let's also create so reference img. Let me also create another subtype called child. Yeah, and I'll show you the difference. Okay. I'll show you the difference. In personal management and personal administration, we have personal data,
And
and within family define possible family members. Now click on new entries. Click on new entries. Now this time it's going to be VICH. Yeah, CH. VA is INC child. Yeah, child. Time constraint I'm assigning 3. Yeah. And well, there is something called as object identification number here. Object ID. You will check the checkbox. If you check the checkbox, what happens is the system will give internal numbering for the number of children information which you enter into the master data. Let's say you are entering first child information, the system will give a numbering called 01. If you enter second child's information, the system will give a numbering called 02. That is what happens if you check this checkbox. Yeah, if you check the check. Now, let us capture the data and see the output. Capture the data and see the output. Go to PA30. Let us first of all capture the information of spouse. Yeah, spouse 21. Click on the drop down. You should be able to see the subtype that we have configured. SCINC spouse. Sorry. The
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Shyam,
Sir.
looks like there is some
Hello.
network issue. Looks like
Yeah,
there
right.
is some network issue today.
Maybe. Yeah.
Let's go to PA30 and see the output of it. 21. Click on the
Okay.
drop down. You should be able to see, you should be able to see the two subtypes that we have configured. First, it is spouse. So choose spouse. Click on create.
Great.
Click on create, and then you have to give a start date here. Start date
Okay.
is we have hired this employee on 0103, right? 2020, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then the
Okay.
last name will be automatically picked up by the system because that should be obviously the family name. Yeah, that
Okay.
will be picked up
Okay.
by the system. And let's write some ABC or whatever it is. Yeah,
Okay.
and then choose the rest of the details. Yeah, rest of the details. Hit on enter. Hit on enter
Okay.
and save. That's it. This is done.
Okay.
Now let us capture child's information. Information of children. Child. Hit on enter.
Okay.
Click on create. Click on create. Now you see the system has generated a sequence number here. You observe this 01.
01, right.
That means we are entering the first child's information. We are entering the
Okay.
first child information here. And let's say some XYZ. Yeah, this is the first child's
Okay.
information. And then date
Okay.
of birth, some arbitrary date of birth, whatever it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Now it should be like obviously in, let's give some 2015 or something. Yeah, 2015 or something.
Okay. Okay.
Hit on enter. Hit on enter and save. Control this. Yeah. Now let me capture the second child's information. When you click
Okay.
on create, the system
Obviously.
is generating the sequence number 02. Right?
Okay. Automatic.
So
Yes,
this
sir.
this happens when you check on the checkbox that we have checked, that is object ID, whatever we have checked in the input type, that is in the subtype configuration. Based on that, we get this sequence number. Yeah, sequence number. Let's say we have 17. Save. Save. And infotype 21 configuration is very, very important. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
with respect to benefits. With respect
Benefit.
to benefits. Because in benefits configuration and while capturing the benefits information, yeah, we have to capture the information of spouse, we have to capture
Okay.
the information of children or domestic partners or child of domestic partners and all those people. Yeah. So we
Yes,
have to
sir.
include them as dependents. We have to include them as beneficiaries in the plans. We have
Okay.
to include them as either dependents or beneficiaries in the plans. So that is the reason why info type 21 is very, very important, and it is very important with respect to benefits. With respect to
Okay.
benefits. Next info type is 105, communication. Yeah, communication. Now using this info type called as communication, we capture, yeah, the communication types. Communication types, that means an email ID or a cell phone number or an SAP user ID, all these things we can capture using this communication info type, because we need to know how to communicate with an employee, right? If it is really required. Yeah. So we capture the communication types. Communication types. So let us see how to configure this particular info type or a subtype for communication type. Let us see how we can configure a subtype. Open a new session. SPRO, reference IMG, reference IMG. We have personal management, personal management, personal administration. You have a node here called as communication. You have a node called communication. And here, create communication types. Create communication types. Now, if you want to create a new communication type, click on new entries. Let's call it as VI, yeah, cell phone, for instance. Yeah, VASINC, yeah, cell phone. Yeah, time constraint class I'm assigning 2. Enter. Yeah, save. Navigate back. Now go to PA30. Click on the drop down. Click on the drop down. You should be able to see. So VASINC cell phone. Yeah. VASINC cell phone. Click on create. Click on create and you can capture, the cell phone number here. Yeah. Save. So this is how we can configure this communications info type. Yeah, communications info type. And one important factor or aspect with respect to communications info type is, that if at all ESS and MSS is configured, if at all ESS and MSS is configured, and if at all you want to give this employee access to ESS portal screens, then you have to capture the system user name, that is SAP user ID. You have to capture, that is mandatory. Now, what do you mean by ESS and MSS? ESS and MSS means employee self-service and manager self-service. Yeah, employee self-service and manager self-service. That means the employees will be given access to a portal. Yeah, employees will be given access to portal. In the portal, they can give the user ID and password. Yeah, password. They can enter the portal. They can maintain the timesheets. Yeah, they can book absences, leaves. Yeah, they can book leaves. They can book. They can check their pay slip. Yeah, they can change their address information. They can change the family member information. Yeah, family details. That means the employees can themselves change the non-payroll sensitive information. They can change non-payroll sensitive information. Okay. That means they can just do this, petty things like this: booking leave, checking the pay stubs, changing the address information, and all this stuff. They will not be able to change their basic pay information. They will not be able to change information pertaining to their allowances and all those stuff. Yeah, all those things are payroll sensitive. They should not be able to change the details. Yeah. So all ESS is implemented, and if at all you want to give the employees access to ESS portal screens, then the user ID has to be captured in communications info type.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to be captured. If it is not captured, then they cannot access portal screens. They cannot access portal screens, right? This, and it has to be captured in system username actually. SY username subtype 001. Okay, capturing SAP user ID is mandatory in info type communications. 105, if at all, ESS is implemented.
Okay.
Info type 41, date specifications. Date specifications.
Specification.
So in this info type, we capture the most important event dates of the employee with respect to the company. With respect to the company. That means what exactly is the first working day, or what is the
Okay.
date when the employee got regularized, or the employee was made permanent. What is the
Okay.
date from which the PF amount is being deposited into the employee's PF account, or what is the date from which the gratuity is being calculated for the employee. So that those dates that are most important, for the employees with respect to the company, those dates we have to capture in this info type. Those dates we have to capture in this info type. If you click on the drop down here, you will see many date types. Technical data of entry, withdraw from SI, pension fund entry, start interim bonus, okay, first working day, employment period, length of service, and all this stuff. Okay, 401k eligibility. 401k is nothing but our pension plan here. Sorry,
401k.
the PF, the PF what we deposited in India. The PF is equivalent to 401k in the US. It's equivalent to
Okay.
401k in the US. So like this, we capture most important event dates of the employee with respect to the company. And we can capture 6 plus 6, 12 date types. 12 date types in this info type. So let's see how to configure this info type. Now in personal management, personal administration, you have evaluation basis, date specification,
Specifications.
and here you have defined date types. Define date types. Click on new entries, and date types is, let's call it as VA, for instance. Yeah, VA is INC. Okay, joining date or hire date. This date indicator is more country specific. Yeah, it's more country specific, and certain date types in certain country configurations, they need to be given some indicators. For example, with respect to German specific configurations, if at all you are configuring technical data of entry, with respect to German specific configurations, you have to assign an indicator called as 01. Start of interim bonus 02. Start of cost of living adjustment, again German specific configurations 03. So like this, if at all you are configuring any date type, yeah, to capture such dates, you have to assign such indicators. You have to assign those indicators, which is not mandatory, it's only optional. Save it. Now, if you go to 41, create once again, click on the drop down. you should be able to see the date type that we have configured. Scroll drastically down. VASINC hire date. You see? And for this employee, whatever is the hire date that we are going to capture here. For this employee, whatever is the first working day that we will capture. For this employee, whatever is the first pay day that we are going to capture. So these dates will vary from one employee to other employee. Okay, obviously. These dates what we capture will vary from one employee to other employee, but the date types will be same, but individual dates will vary. Individual dates will vary. Now, SAP has given us a provision to default these date types also. Yeah,
Okay.
hope you are there.
Yes, sir. Just see. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, so SAP has given us a provision to default the date types. Yeah, default the
It's
date
getting
types.
hang right in
Yes,
the
yes,
middle
yes.
of.
There is some network issue actually. So I've shown you the output here. Did you see that?
No, sir. It got stuck.
This one. VSINC higher date. Whatever we have configured. I think you have seen this, right?
Yes, sir. You complete. Yes.
We have seen this.
Yes,
Now
sir.
we can also default these date types. Now whatever date types we are seeing here, we'll be able to default them. For example, click on create. When we click on create, we are seeing certain date types here by default. Okay, we are seeing certain date types here by default. So we will be able to change these default dates. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a feature. We will define a feature, and we can default these date types as per our choice. We can default the date types as per our choice. So how do we do it? Open a new session. Yeah. Open a new session. Go to SPRO. Reference IMG. Reference IMG. Personal management. Personal administration. Personal administration. We have evaluation basis. Date specifications. So in define date type, we have defined the date type. Now determine default date specification. Determine default date specification. So here we have a feature called DATAR. Here we have a feature called DATAR, and we'll be able to default the date types. Now open up the country grouping USA here. The initialization is taken based on the country grouping, and the technical name for country grouping is MOLGA. Yeah, MOLGA. And here you see these 4 date types have been defaulted. So that's the reason why we are seeing these date types here. Yeah, that's the reason we are seeing those 4 date types here. Now let us say I want to change these default date types. So how can I change it? So I'll delete this completely first of all. Click on 10, click on create, return table, And what is the date type that we have configured?
First
VA, I
working
guess.
day.
VA. Date type is VA. So I'm giving VA, yeah. And after this, I'll just give some random 01, 02, 03, and 04 date types. I'm just giving it random, okay. And we can default a maximum of 12 date types. We can default a maximum of 12 date types. Now let me finish this 05, 06. Yeah. And if you scroll further down, let's say 07, 08, 09, 10, 11. Yeah, that's it. All 12 are over. Because we have also included VA, right?
Yes, sir.
VA
Yes,
plus 11 is 12. Yeah. Now check, activate, activate. Now let's go to 41. Navigate back. We can't create.
Okay.
Now you see all the 12 date types got defaulted.
Right.
Yeah, all the
Yes,
12
sir.
date types got defaulted. So this way you can maximum capture 12 date types.
Yes, sir.
This is all about date specifications. And what is the importance of these date specifications? The importance of these date specifications is that moving forward in time management or in payroll, yeah, moving forward in time management or in payroll, based on this date type, we will make some decisions. Based on the date type, we can make some decisions. That means if at all the employee is working in the company for the past 5 years, then pay certain amount or pay some certain gratuity or capture or deduct certain gratuity in the employee's salary. If the employee is with the company for the past 6 years or 10 years, let us say give some additional leaves to this employee, generate some additional leaves to this employee, generate additional leave quota to the employee. So that way, there are a lot of decisions that we are going to make based on the date type moving forward in time management and in payroll. And 41 info type is very, very, very important info type with respect to employees and the companies and the dates, service dates and all this. Yeah, service dates and all this. And specifically for the employees working in government service, not only government, even in private, the service register is what they call the service register. That is very important. Yeah.
Right.
In the service register, all the most important event dates will be captured. Yeah. And if there is any remark that goes into the service register or the employee personal file, there will be, wide range of implications for that. If there is a bad remark goes to the personal file, yeah, there will be implications. Service register that is very important. Then the next info type, what we have important info type is info type 777, additional personal data. Yeah, additional personal data. So in this info type, we capture the ethnic origin and military status of the employees. Yeah, ethnic origin and military status of the employees. Now there will be certain info types that are important with respect to US specific configurations. So this is one such info type, and this is important for US specific configurations. So we capture the ethnic origin. Ethnic origin in the sense, what is what is the ethnicity of the employee? What is the ethnicity of the employee? So we have in the American, in America, the employees also capture the ethnicity of the employees. So is the employee an Asian or Hispanic or all this stuff? They are going to capture the ethnicity also, and some race related information also they capture. Okay, and then apart from this, they also capture military status. Military status in the sense, did the employee work in the military in the past? Yeah, work in the military in the
Okay.
past. In the US, it's very common to work in the military for 2 or 3 years or 5 years. They come out and then they work in some other jobs. Okay,
Right.
so whether they have worked in the military in the past or not, that is also very important information that the employees will get. Now, let us see how to configure these two fields. One is ethnicity and the other one is military status. Now let us say, for example, I don't know in the IMG where to configure this field.
Okay.
For example, I don't know where to configure military status in this particular IMG.
Okay.
Then what is the second way of doing it? So place the cursor in this field. Place the cursor in this field, whichever field you want to configure, place the cursor. Hit on F1. Hit on F1. Help. Yeah.
Okay.
In this help, choose technical information.
Okay.
Click on the hammer and spanner. Click on the technical information.
Okay.
When you click on the technical information, you get to see a technical field name. Please make a note of it. MILSA. Please make a note of it. Yeah. MILSA. This is a technical field name. Yeah. Double click on this field name. Double click on
Technical
this
name,
field
is
name.
it?
Yes. Technical
Yes,
field
sir.
name. MILSA. And double click on the field name. Double click on the field name. When you double click on the field name, you get to see this table. And here, click on entry help /check.
Okay.
Click on entry help /check. And in this list, try to find out MILSA field. The field name, MILSA. Try to find it out. Scroll down. Try to find MILSA. So here you have MILSA.
Right.
Okay. So against this field, there will be one table name. Copy this table. T505M. Copy the table name. Open a new session. Go to SM30. Give a transaction code SM30. And here, V underscore table name. Hit on enter. Click on maintain. When you click on maintain, you get to see a table. Right?
Right.
So here, click on new entries. Configure this table. 09. It is VASINC. Military status. Some military status.
Okay.
Save it. Save it.
Okay.
Navigate back, further back, and come out of all these screens, come out of this help and all this stuff. Navigate a step back, click on create. When you click on create, click on the drop down near the military status, and you should be able to see the entry that we have configured, right? VASINC, MIL. Similarly, for ethnicity, also follow the same procedure. Click on F1, help, yeah, click on help, F1, click on the technical information, Amaranth Spanner, identify the technical name. What is this? ETHEN. ETHEN. Double click on it. Click on entry help / check.
Okay.
Click on entry help / check. Identify ETHEN field name in this. Scroll down, you should be able to
Here we are having search button. On the
Sorry?
top we are having search help.
Okay.
On the top.
Yeah, you can search actually.
Okay, that's an option. Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't get that.
So we have ETHEN here. So 505R. Yeah, 505R. Identify it, copy it.
Okay. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hang on. Let's go to SM30. Yeah, and then SM30. Now V underscore 505R. Yeah, 505R. Maintain. Control group is 10. Yeah. Click on new entries. Click on new entries. Now I'm just giving VA here. VA's INC origin.
Or
Yeah, save. Now get back. Okay. Now let's go to PA30. PA30. Personal number. Input type is 77. Additional personal data. Click on create. And you should be able to find it somewhere here. Okay, this one, VA's INC origin. Right? VA's INC origin. So this way, we'll be able to configure few fields, not all the fields, few fields for which we don't know where to configure in the IMG. Yeah, where to configure in the. So let's stop here for now. We have configured few of the miscellaneous info types.